21. Welcome to the 2021 slot 3 first impression analysis. I already see a lot of comments on the chat window. One thing I'm going to tell you, after having gone through slot 1 and slot 2 analysis and also talking to a lot of students, including, of course, the slot 3, one thing each one need to understand that it's nothing like tough or easy. It depends on how much of preparation you have made versus you have not made. But when I look at the averages of easy or tough, let me start tell you as so that you can feel good or bad about it. You will know the quantitative ability section in slot 3 of CAT 2021 appears to be more tougher as far as I am concerned, given the fact that slot 1 and slot 2 questions and analysis I've already seen. Would that be a correct, or it is not only tricky, it is also lengthy? Would that be a correct assessment as far as the quantitative ability is concerned, guys? Can you think about listening to, give me your quick reaction on what I have to say. And of course, if you have tricky and lengthy is what Sakshi has said, and I'm pretty sure, thank you, Selva. Sangeet is saying scaling slot 1 to do down is possible. Quant tough, Kanika is saying yes. Anmol, Maurya, Pratik, Parthik Shah, rather, Abhinav. Car Encyclopedia is only one saying no. Difficulty level of R. I'll come back to LRDI, Mohammad Khan. Dheeraj, Ravi Teja, I just listened to Ravi Teja Jivesh. He will join us for a full session at 8 o'clock. But I wanted to give you a quick summary of that session. The quantitative ability appeared to be lengthy, not direct. In fact, while arithmetic still had 11 questions, while algebra had 6 questions, the similar questions in modern math, however, what it appeared that it was not all the way doable, like let's say slot 1 that I have taken, where I would say about 17-18 questions were easy to even try to solve. Here, 13 to 15 questions if you solve and get them right, I think you will be comfortably getting the 99 plus percentile. That's the first thing that I want to say in the slot 3 analysis of CAT 2021 brought to you by Career Launcher and also our partner Careers 360. Now, 15 quant is very, very good, as I would say. Next, no sitters at all is correct, Nikita. Absolutely, absolutely correct. Now, next one is, I want to talk about VARC. I'll come to DILR last. VARC, incidentally, there were 4 RCs, 2 RCs, the robots one, the nano sentinels, and the timekeeper entropy wala sets were easy to read and probably easy to solve too. However, the unconscious, the psychology set on unconscious, or the universal linguistic grammar, while the passages were difficult, the questions were not. The choices were even easier. Is that correct in reading comprehension, friends? Aditya, I've already talked about QA. I'll come back to it. Is that correct? If that is correct, I will see the, the basic idea is, yeah, that's exactly what. VRC is the easiest. Anmol says correct. Kriti, Divyam, Saurabh, Explorer 101, all of you are saying exactly. Similarly, VARC, the verbal part of it, except for the odd para jumbles, where I think both the questions were trickier, one was probably difficult. The para summary, 1 was easy, 2 were not, or moderate level. But for whatever reasons, whatever it takes, the para jumbles were easier like the other ones too. Kind of is what a lot of you are saying. But then the first impression wise, if that is the case, I'm going to talk about each of these things and talk about what are the percentiles in a moment. The third thing is, you are talking about the DILR. There were 4 sets in DILR, as I can see. The Gantt chart, the bar chart looking chart is called the Gantt chart, was very easy. Would you agree? And even the tournament, the javelin tournament set was very easy too. And even the other 2 sets which were given, I am given to understand that one was impossible to solve, maybe, but the third one could still be solved. I think among the 3 slots that the CAT has given this year, slot 3 appears that the DILR was the, so to say, quote unquote, the easiest of all the three. I will compare all three at 9:30 today, but for now, let me tell you, this seems to be what the analysis is. Let me also give you a quick analysis on everything once again. As you can see, the first impression, I can hide this. Please understand that if you guys go onto the website, if you guys go onto our website, careerlauncher.com/cat, there is a score calculator. If you give us your best possible marks and the worst possible marks or accuracy as such, we will be able to throw up a percentile which probably will be as close to what you will get as you can imagine. This is the overall structure. Once again, there is zero structural change as far as the slot is concerned. 24, 20, 22 in VARC, DILR and QA, 66 questions, 198 marks. Here is what the slight bit of a surprise is. Both VARC and QA are tougher than the slots, or it appears are tougher than the slot 1 and slot 2. Whereas the DILR was slightly easier than slot 1 and slot 2. In fact, more easier in that sense of the word than slot 1 and slot 2, which makes that the 99 percentile cutoff will be higher for DILR, or it will be scaled down, while the QA and VARC will be scaled up. But if I look at the raw scores, it appears 92 to 95 marks will get you the 99 percentile. Remember, in the previous two slots, what I came back and told you, around 96, 97 marks, or even 95 to 98 marks was required to get a 99. Here it looks like that will come down. In other words, students from slot 3, whatever scores you have got, it will get scaled up overall wise at least. The final first impression before I come back and take so many more questions is, it is similar to CAT 2021 slot 1 and slot 2, similar to the last CDCs that we have given you, and more interestingly, similar to the slot 1 and slot 2 of CAT 2021. Not to worry about it. DILR, however, 2 sets were easy, including a 6-question set. If I now look at slot 1, slot 2, and slot 3, slot 1 had only 1 easy set of 4 questions. Slot 2 had 2 easy sets of 4 questions. And slot 3 had 2 easy sets with 4 and 6 questions. So overall, it will become better. The reverse is true for QA. The LOD of the first slot was the easiest. Slot 2 was in middle, and slot 3 probably is the lengthiest. In that sense, it is probably tougher than the last year's section, which came in all the 3 slots. What I would like you to do as a first impression, I said this is just the first impression, a lot more detailed with percentiles of 95, 90, 85, 80, 75. We will be back at 8 sharp with Rahul and Ravi Teja. Both of them have written this exam at the same time, that slot 3, and they will come back with a full analysis of this section, of this slot. 9:30, my friends, 9:30, GP, Jijo, Rahul, Ravi, myself, Siddharth, and a lot of others will be back on a comprehensive analysis for slot 1, slot 2, slot 3 comparison. We will also tell you, if you give us your best estimate and the worst estimate, we will be able to throw up a CAT percentile. You will be surprised, will be as close as it can get. Last, when the response sheet of the CAT gets announced, it could be in the next 3-4 days, 2-3 days, please come back to us. We will not only analyze your score or give you a score, but to the first decimal, or probably even to the second decimal, we will be in a position to give you a percentile. Last 5 years we have been doing that. I don't see we will be any different this year. So come back to us at careerlauncher.com/cat for the final, for various things, analysis, score calculator, percentile predictor, each one of these things. We'll be happy to help you. Right? Let me get back to looking at some more questions. Sir, anybody who wants an help, do write to arks@careerlauncher.com. One other thing is important, guys. Your CAT is now over. There are other exams coming up. But at the same time, you need to also look at PDP planned and PDP personalized. Two very, very important variants that Career Launcher is launching or has already launched. We are the pioneers in PDP, the interview preparation for your final assault into the IIMs, Excels, FMSs, and every other institute in the country, right? The QA Sukriti, my bet is it will be lesser than slot 1 and slot 2. The cutoff will be only around 15, 16 marks. Don't worry about that. But 99 percentile will be around 32 to 32 to 35 marks is what we will look at it. One more thing, we will be taking up MyCat strategy, your IFT strategy, Snap strategy over the next 1 week. Don't go away. Make sure that you join in us with our Zoom and WebEx sessions as we go along. Okay. Sukriti, I just given the answer, so don't worry about it. It was a difficult quant, and therefore, even if you get less marks, it will get scaled up to a higher scores. Okay. Come back to us at 8 o'clock. Register on Shreya. If you can just put the registration link to register for a detailed analysis of the slot 3. We'll be back at 8 p.m. today. Thank you so much, and we will give you a lot more information. And I can guarantee you, we are there with you all through till you get into the best of the B schools. Thank you, and see you soon at 8.